All right, so in this video, I'm gonna just break down exactly how I've been able to use something like focus to actually get better outcomes than what I've previously been doing. Because previously it's just been, let me do this and do that and do this and do that and do that and do that and do that and do that, and then expect that life must just come together for me, Crazy. But when it comes to actually setting up yourself for at least some level of like success, whether it's you succeeding in, I don't know, farming, right? You have to be a farmer. And a farmer's a farmer's a farmer. That's it. You're the farmer. That's what you do. You know crops, you know pH levels of soil, you know this and that. And you're not trying to be innovative and be like, you know what? I'm going to be a space farmer. It's like, yes, that's a very unique thing to do. And that's a very, out of the box thing that you could be like, there's this benefit, there's that benefit, in space, there's this level of gravity that will be able to do 1, 2, 3 on the moon, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, cool, your thing is very innovative and it's very forward thinking and very whatever, but it's like you're reinventing the wheel and you're trying to piece in all these other different elements into one thing to be like, you know what? I've changed the game. I've come in, I've thought of this brilliant idea, I've identified a gap in the market because of XYZ thing. And now I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna solve for this thing. But it's like, okay, bro, you come in, you solve for this thing, but then now what now? Now you have a problem of now you have to educate people on this thing. You have to do deep dive and understand, okay, competitors in this landscape, this and that, even though you have to do that for everyone else, but now you're fighting a battle that you don't have any proof or there's no like model for success or anything like that because you want to do something that's so out of the box, right? And that alone just derails you from focusing on what works and what will get you the results, because you could spend 3 years busy planning this space farmer thing and you never actually start becoming a farmer, right? And now Tom from down the road, he started his farm. By the time you there at year number 3 with your like, finally my business plan for my space farm is done. Tom already has his farm, he's growing crops, he's doing this and that, he's already got his thing sorted out. Meanwhile, you just have an idea. And so from what I see is like, I think it's important to just focus on something and not try to reinvent the wheel, because there's already success modeled here. Now, obviously, I wanna, Kaskiana, I wanna be the next Steve Jobs. I wanna be the next, the Bill Gates, the Elon Musks, the whatever. Cool. I understand. Perfectly fine to do that. Perfectly fine to aspire towards that. But for where you are right now, I think the best thing, at least for me, that's helped me is like looking at the next step. Instead of looking at number 50, you look at, okay, what's happening at number 10? Then you work towards number 10. Then when you get to number 10, you'll be able to go to 20. It's going to be easier, right? Because you've already gone through 0 to 10, right? So now going from 10 to 20 seems a bit more realistic and more achievable because you've done this and that. So I'm not telling you don't be a space farmer. I'm telling you be a farmer and then progress into these other things and build onto these things, because it's that focus and that clarity and that understanding that, okay, this is my lane, this is what I'm doing, this is like Alex Hormozi's thing. He always talks about I think it's like that graph, that the one with the valley of despair and all that stuff, informed pessimism, uninformed, whatever, that thing, right? You're going to continuously go in through that cycle over and over again by you trying to make a Facebook, right? To make a Facebook, or to like not have focus on one thing. Because you did, let's say you're a web design. Let's say you do web design. You do web design and you go to those clients, you say, hey man, look, I can do your websites, I can do this and that. Client says, cool. Then client B comes and says, yo man, I need my SEO work done. You, as the marketing agency, the web development agency, um, you don't do SEO, right? Let's just say you don't. But then now you do because this client has asked you to. So then you pull this in. And they're like, oh no, I need, my landing page conversion rates, blah, blah, blah. I need that as well. Now you also do that. And then you add that, and then you add that, and that, and that, and that. Then next thing you know, you're just a generalized service that everyone can just price shop and stuff like that. So even in having focus helps you charge more because you're specialized. A GP doesn't get paid the same as a brain surgeon. Why? Because the one is specialized, the other one is just general. So focus plays into a lot of things. It plays into the fact that you can become an expert in one specific space, you can charge more, you'll become an authority in the space because you're so specific on this specific thing, right? So that's that. And I mean, I was talking with a friend the other day about this, and I always talk about people. I always talk with people, Uber drivers, whatever it may be, and I ask them, I'm like, hey man, what are you doing with your life? Like, do you have a side business? Do you have a whatever? Do you have a whatever? Like, what are you doing? And they'll tell me, yeah, I've got a carpenting thing, or I print flyers, or I don't know, whatever. They have a laundry service, whatever. He's Ubering, he has a laundry service, it's okay, it's cool. Now, having those conversations with these people, it's like you get to see why certain people are stuck where they're stuck because they just haven't focused. And it's not because they don't have the drive to do stuff. It's not that they don't have the motivation. It's not like they don't have the want to get a better outcome out of life by starting your own business or starting your own thing or whatever. But they're stuck there because of focus, because of this side hustle culture thing and whatever. And it's like putting water into 10 buckets. If you fill up all 10 buckets at 10%, it's like, cool, you filled up 10 buckets at 10%. Whereas if ever you took one bucket and filled up all the rest of the water from those buckets, now you have a bucket that's 100% instead of just 10 buckets with 10% in them, right? So with that focus, that intentionality, that I need to do this, and people think it's like, oh, we need to niche down, I need to do all this, and it's like I need to be super specific. Yes, you do. And when I say choose like a niche or an industry or whatever, your alley, right? It's not necessarily do this thing and stick to this thing forever and ever, amen. It's not like that. It's just, if you're a marketing person, do marketing. Marketing is your thing. Do it. If you're an IT guy, do your IT stuff. Maybe you evolve into doing AI workflows and stuff like that, but it's still IT. You're still within your lane. Now, yes, you can pivot into other things and stuff like that, but you're already good at something. Use the thing you're good at to make money, right? And that's where you can at least have a starting point, right? At least a starting point to say, okay, cool, I'm starting. Let me see what I can do with my skills. Let me see what I can do. And then focus and hone in and do that thing. Because once you keep doing that thing, you'll see, you'll get better, you'll get better, you'll get better and better and better and better and better and better. And then things just compound. And then you realize the thing that you were good at and that you focused on, now you're great at it. And people are like, this guy's so great at shining shoes. Wow, we're taking our shoes to this guy because he shines shoes the best. Now, you could be that person. It just requires focus. And that's what I needed. Focus. So why don't you go ahead and focus your attention on that like button? I'll catch you in the next video.